Patch 6.0 just dropped, putting Terry Bogard in the game, as well as giving large improvements on characters like Donkey Kong, Jigglypuff, Robin, and Incineroar. But most importantly, Kirby. This is a huge patch for Kirby, so I will be going over all of its changes, how it affects Kirby, and what changes Kirby mains should be making to their playstyle to take advantage of these changes the most. Starting with Jab, the startup on the move was increased 1 frame, taking it from frame 3 to frame 2, making it come out 1 frame earlier. This helps a few things. Jab was already Kirby's fastest move, and making it 1 frame earlier can help in those weird situations where 2 opponents are just standing next to each other and need to throw out their fastest move. For example, Yoshi likes to grab release and mix up what they do after, often switching between jab and down B. Kirby's jab went from the same frame as Yoshi's jab to 1 frame faster, meaning it will beat it out instead of clanking with it. It also makes it better for jab blocking, as you can now be able to lock in situations you couldn't before. Although remember that down tilt is still usually better. But you can now also tech chase better with it, being able to jab where they will land, and if they tech, you have an extra frame to move and react to try and follow up in the direction. It is even better for ledge trapping as well, as it is faster and slightly less committal than before. Overall, it went from a very bad move to a pretty okay get 'em off me tool that now isn't as outclassed by Kirby's other tilts as before. Next is Kirby's up smash. The weaker hit of the move got a pretty significant knockback increase. I didn't think this was too big at first since I don't really hit that part of the move very often, but I realized this makes the move a lot better out of shield. A lot of times you were not able to get a strong punish with this move out of shield because you were pushed too far back and would only get the weak hit of the move. But now, if someone hits your shield with something relatively unsafe, but you still get pushed back a little bit, you can now more likely land a kill with the weaker hit of up smash. Nothing absolutely game-changing here, but a nice little buff. Now for the more extreme changes. Kirby's inhale went from frame 14 to frame 10, a near 30% increase in startup. This allows for more reliable setups from a landing up air and up tilt, and just makes it so much safer to throw out. Obviously, it still has a lot of lag afterwards and is very punishable on miss, but you shouldn't be missing it as often anymore, and it should be easier to do things like tech chase on platforms, and just puts it more on par with moves like Wario's Chomp, which comes out on frame 8. This also really helps in situations where you want to suck up a projectile. For example, before you pretty much had to predict when Samus would throw out her charge shot, but now it's slightly more reactable. Nintendo also made it so Kirby won't lose his ability as often when getting hit, which was something they changed a few patches ago, but they improved it even more so in this patch. I don't believe we have the raw data yet, but I haven't lost an ability yet, so I'm happy. Last but not least are probably the biggest changes. Up air and neutral air both got similar treatment. They went from being frame 10 to now coming out on frame 8, which is huge. They also got significant knockback increases, allowing them to kill much easier. Neutral air went from being decently powerful to surprisingly powerful, and up air went from being almost no kill power to actual decent kill power. Keep in mind, before this, Kirby only had 1 aerial that was faster than frame 10, which was his back air. For comparison, King K. Rool and Donkey Kong both have 2, and even Bowser has 3 aerials that come out faster than frame 10. While frame data isn't everything, it was pretty crazy that almost every character in the game had aerials that were both faster and more powerful than Kirby's. But now, Kirby is at least closer to being on par with these characters. Kirby's fastest option out of shield when facing your opponent is now a tie between neutral air and up air. Neutral air has a ton of uses out of shield now, often being better than forward air out of shield. However, this is mostly just when you aren't pushed back too far. When you are pushed back a bit and have some separation with your opponent, forward air is still probably the best way to go. But since neutral air is now 2 frames faster, it can be a great option. Up air out of shield is an interesting option as well, but it's only useful really at kill percents. Now for neutral air, the knockback increase was only applied to the initial hits on frame 8 and frame 9, but it now makes the move about as powerful as Kirby's back air, which is insane. Up air can now just kill in general and is also faster, which allows for slightly more setups while also doing about 1% more damage. For example, you can do weak up tilt to up air and actually kill now around 130 or so %. This can be aided by platforms to land very early kills. It was extremely rare to kill with up air before, and I went from maybe having 5 total kills with up air to now having one every couple of games. For an opponent on the ledge, jump was very good against Kirby, especially at high percents, as the Kirby player would have to usually double jump back air if they wanted to land a kill. Now, if you predict jump from the ledge, you don't have to commit as hard and just jump up once and then up air, which can now lead to a kill. Before, an opponent didn't mind being above Kirby unless they were at about 180%. They could recover high freely, and there was nothing Kirby could do about it. Now characters have to be aware that they can just die to up air now. Now, one of the biggest problems with Kirby that could very easily be fixed was Kirby's problem with forward throw under platforms. On tri-plat stages like Battlefield and a couple others, Kirby's forward throw caused him to land on the platform, cutting his combo short. This was one of the most requested fixes for Kirby. Now, did they fix it? Well, no. Well, not really. Sorta. You see, when Kirby does forward throw, he is very close to getting his aerials off in time. The frame increase on up air and neutral air now allow him to get off the move in time and let him finish the move if he hits it. Now, it's a little weird because it only works on certain characters, a little more than half the cast at specific percents, so it wasn't really fixed. As I was struggling to figure out who it worked on and who it didn't, MeleeWaluigi on Twitter released a nice graphic showing who it works on and who it doesn't. I didn't test all of them, but it was at least consistent with what I had found so far. So, it wasn't really fixed, but at least now we have a few new flashy setups. Now, with these changes, there are a couple of negative things as well, but obviously they're outweighed by the positives, but they should still be mentioned. Kirby's knockback increases on up air and neutral air allow for slightly less follow-ups at low and mid percents. For example, Kirby could do the reverse hit of up air to back air, which could sometimes land a kill. But now, up air sends them too high at relevant percents to kill with back air. Again, the pros definitely outweigh the cons, but it is something to be aware of. So overall, how should these changes affect how you play? Well, Jab is less outclassed by Kirby's other tilts now, so it's a little bit better as a get-off-me tool when you just want to throw out something fast. It's slightly better at ledge trapping, so you should be doing that a little more as well. Up smash can be used out of shield better, and neutral B has some more setups and really just can be thrown out safer. Neutral air out of shield is a much improved option and now faster than forward air out of shield, but forward air still has its uses. It can also be used as a combo breaker now, even though it still isn't that fast. Up air can actually land you some kills, probably the biggest change for Kirby, and just the threat of it should be enough to cause your opponent to change how they play. Now, does this put Kirby in top tier or high tier? Nah. But did it improve Kirby's kit to make it more comparable with the rest of the cast? Yes. They should definitely bump Kirby a little bit up on the tier list, but it mostly makes his character less frustrating to play. These were some amazing changes that I really just didn't see coming. In Smash 4, the dev team was too afraid to touch frame data for Kirby and opted almost exclusively for knockback increases. It made for a very weird character that had a great combo game, oddly strong smash attacks, but pretty bad everything else. It's very refreshing to see changes like these being made, which shows that they really know what they're doing and have stepped up their balancing games in Smash 4. Seriously, thank you Nintendo for such an awesome game. It's really great to see how much hard work you're putting into it, and all of the small details are really appreciated. But seriously, could you fix Kirby's forward throw problem for real next time? Thanks.